Um, I don't know why I'm doing this. I think I am just burnt out and I'm high and I am just having a hard time enjoying things. I think Stranger Things has been a disappointment, which I knew it would be, and this is why I can't watch things that are bad, especially things that I care about, because Stranger Things was so good and there's still so much I love about it, but seeing how far it's fallen and comparing it, I just saw some clips from season 1 on my timeline and it made me so sad to see how genuine and how sweet the characters were, and it just feels like we're such a far we are so we are such a far ways away from home, it feels like. So I want to read, but it's hard for me to get into the reading thing right now because I feel like I have this syllabus that I need to read as opposed to like right now I'm like I need to reread Goldfinch and Frankenstein and oh gosh, I think I'm just tired because I don't know, it was 70 degrees this week and it's December. And I feel like everybody keeps going, "Oh my God, it's so beautiful outside. What a beautiful day." And I'm like, do you not feel this horrible, aching feeling like it's not supposed to be 70 degrees in December? It's not. And I just feel like I walk around trying to live my life and all people want to talk about is like Stranger Things, which isn't even good. If we're all gonna be focused on like the show du jour or whatever, can it at least be good? And then I have to walk around and everybody's telling me that it's good and it's not. And they act like well, they don't act like, but I just feel their disappointment when I want to be like, I think it's bad, and here's all the reasons why I think it's bad. People just want me to go, yeah, it's really good, and talk about why I like it. And I don't want to do that because if this is how I have to spend my time, like, I mean, okay, so by that I mean engaging with art and spending my time on the day to day, engaging with storytelling, especially like pop culture, right? Like, I find a lot of that really interesting, and it's why I engage with it in the first place. Um, there's a reason why I'm watching Stranger Things all the way through, even though I'm not like enjoying it. I just want to understand the like cultural moment we're in. Um, and I I'm trying to write too and like study the craft of storytelling. So I want to engage with everything I possibly can just to like learn and have a new experience. And so this is the thing that we're all talking about because we all have to have, I don't know, whatever. It just feels like distractions from the things that are really hard about being alive right now, which I can't blame us. It's fucking hard out here. Um just trying to make ends meet and dealing with like existential dread is not a fun thing to do, but if we don't do it, then nothing's going to change. So anyway, I'm like, okay, if I'm not going to be spending my time thinking about the existential dread of the climate crisis or all the political crises that are going on around the world, like I'm engaging with narrative, and now I have to do it with everybody else and have them tell me how good everything is, even though I don't agree, because we're not telling good stories on a mass scale, which have we ever? Because when something's on a mass scale and it's able to appeal to as many people as possible at once, like, are we ever really telling meaningful stories? I don't think so, because when a franchise, for example, gets that big, it's interwoven into the mechanisms of capitalism. So it's you can't critique anything or say anything interesting because it's all under that umbrella. And the powers that be, don't want things that kind of go against the narrative of whatever. Um, but that said, even I don't think that there's a bunch of executives like sitting in a building like shaking their fists. But I do think that when these storytelling machines get so big and you have so many people putting input into them, like I really think that every individual actor for the most part really does mean well. Like I think all the CG people, the effects people, and I think everybody working on that set like probably really really cares about making the best TV they can possibly make. And that's great, but I think ultimately it comes back to a lack of creative vision and, being able to kind of plant your flag in the sand and be like, no, this is what we're doing. Like, I need you to get on board, because when these things are done by committee, especially by people who do not have the creative wherewithal to understand what something is about and understand how to best voice that narrative, it's never going to work. And that's why I think the best stories have been certainly not mass media. I mean, some of them have, and the ones that make it, like Titanic. I saw a video of Jennifer Lawrence talking about Titanic, and I think Titanic is something that is incredibly well crafted and also happen to have mass appeal. And those are the best things, because you get the big spectacle and you actually get the quality of story and artistic everything. Anyway, so I don't know. I guess I'm trying to say, if this is how I'm going to spend my time, because there seems to be something in me that loves this world so much that I can't not exist in it. And also because I'm distracting myself, because we're all distracting ourselves with it. I would just like to, I don't know, at least be having fun. But I think too, I just take art so seriously, and I want the things that I am creating to actually say something really meaningful. Because to me, the only way that I feel I can have actionable change is through art. And I know that's not really how it works, but if I can just make people think a little bit more deeply about things and care about characters and like inspect themselves a little bit more deeply because of the thing that I've created, hopefully, like that would be really cool if I could do that. Because right now it kind of feels like the only way I can do anything. And I need to be doing something. So, yeah, it's just weird trying to. I come back to the question a lot of what it means to make art right now. And when it feels like everything is literally crumbling, like what could art possibly mean or matter? And I feel like my answer to that, not that there's necessarily a right answer. I think part of it is the imperative of needing to create as humans, and I think especially in a time that's so rife and full of so much emotion, like really real, raw, again, existential level emotions. Like we have to create through that, otherwise we're not going to survive it. But I think also, it's the only way I know how to say something. And like do something. I've made a lot of individual changes in my life to just try and be a better contributor to society, in line with the values that I hold. But ultimately, when it comes to trying to make things better for everyone, and I want things to be better for everybody, the only thing that I can think to do is write, and read, and like just engage with art, but hopefully to tell my own stories. And that's why I am the way that I am. And I've oriented everything in my life around this. And I'm not always great about it in practice. And I'm really trying to get better at disciplining myself to sit down and write. And I think part of the problem I have with that is that I make it this big of a deal. But I think the fact that I care this much is the reason that I'm going to be successful. Because I can't stop. I can't just sit here and stew in it. I can't just sit here and wait for my life to be over. Like, I have to do something. So I'm trying to every day be a better person. And I don't necessarily mean like being morally good, although that is obviously on the docket. I just mean I want to be better at my job and be better for the people around me in my community being my work. You know, it's just a bartending job, but I go in every day and I look those people in the eye and I do the work to help that place run, and it makes me feel really good. And I'm exhausted and I'm tired and I get frustrated when people don't pull their weight. But that's something. It's a community to contribute to, you know? Um and I just get whipped around by all of these feelings all day, every day, and moods, and I try and fight them. And I just try and, even the good ones are so intense that it's like, it just knocks the wind out of me, you know? Um, so I'm just trying to keep it even keeled, and I'm trying to rest the best I can. I'm so exhausted. And I really, really miss Grant. And it's so funny that I'm not liking this season of Stranger Things because Nancy and Jonathan had a really interesting conversation about trauma bonding and why they are the way that they are with each other in their relationship. And it was, one, the best moment of the entire season, the best writing of the entire season, but also like just really hit home with me and Grant, because that's how we really trauma bonded, you know? So I miss him, but also I recognized how much I need to move on and how being together is not helpful for either of us. And I want to talk to him, but I don't know what to talk to him about because we don't have anything in common anymore. And I'm distancing myself from my friends a little bit. And that's hard because I'm really tired. And I'm doing this because I want to be able to share my thoughts a little bit more. And it's weird and it's scary talking to a camera. And I feel like my words aren't worth anything. Like, what does it matter, you know? And at the same time, I really value vulnerability and being vulnerable. And this feels like a way for me to do that somehow. And I think that it could be cool to sort of turn this into some kind of project, whatever that would look like. Just to say something and talk about my feelings. Just about the world at large, because not having an outlet for it is driving me insane. So I'm trying. I'm so tired, but I'm really trying. Okay, it felt really good to cry. I needed that because I've only been able to cry through movies, and I needed to have him cry as me, you know, not as a character or in a world of a story. I really want to go to bed right now. It's only like 8 p.m. I'm so tired, and I really wanted to write tonight. We'll see. Okay. I guess it's time to be done with this. I don't have anything else to say. Good night.